गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ये यथा मां प्रपद्यन्ते तांस्तथैव भजाम्यहम्। Whatever we seek, that I shall bless you with. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita. And therefore, if you reach Lokmanya Bal Gangadhar Tilak and ask him what Bhagavad Gita has to tell, he will say karma. If you go to Ramanujacharya and ask him what Bhagavad Gita has to tell, he will say devotion. If you go to a yogi like Lahiri Mahasaya and ask him what Gita has to tell, he will say yoga and pranayama. And if you go and ask Bhagwan Shankaracharya what Gita has to tell us, he will say knowledge. Because Gita being a big departmental store, every kind of need is fulfilled. Then the question comes, Swamiji, what did Gita tell you? Isn't it? One day in Bombay it happened. I was asked to give a topic to speak on some occasion. So I said, keep a topic, be happy. They said, Swamiji, don't you know anything else? Whether it is Upanishad, it is Gita, it is Ramayana, it is Mahabharata, it is Bhagavat, it is Patanjali Yoga Darshan, it is Yoga Vasishta, any book we say, and you boil down only to one thing, be happy. Don't you know anything else? I said, I know. What is that? Be miserable. And that day I spoke and made everybody miserable. Swamiji, please revert back to your original form. See, if you see Bhagavad Gita, the whole scenario, and then decide with whom you want to join with. Do you want to join with Arjun? Or you want to join with Sri Krishna? If you will join with Arjun, you will only cry. Sidanti mama gatrani magam jabarishishyati ve patuscha sharire me kadam bhishma maham sankhe dronam chamana. Go on crying. And those who cry, they constantly ask questions. One day one person was telling me, Swamiji, I don't know why I am not happy. Everything is all right. Why I am not happy? I said, because of one word. You delete that word from your vocabulary and you will be happy. Really? Yes. What is that? I said, the word is why. You delete the word why. Again the question, but why? Every question begins with why. So why? Because the sky is so high. It has no meaning. There is no reason to ask why. So, if you want to study Bhagavad Gita and get the message, now first we have to decide which party we belong to. whether we belong to Arjuna's party or Sri Krishna's party. Now these two characters in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna and Krishna. Arjuna had nothing but questions, doubt, frustration and arguments and logic. And Bhagavan Krishna had nothing but smile and laugh and joy and happiness. See? Once one of the, my good friend, he is a Swami also, elderly one. That time I was young. Now I have also joined the club of the senior citizens. So he told me, Swamiji, one thing I'll tell you. How come you are all the time talking about Bhagavad Gita in such a light vein? Bhagavad Gita is not such a light book. It is so serious. I said, Bhai, you decide what you want to see. I have discovered this. How come? Then I told him. When Arjuna was crying and Bhagavan Sri Krishna spoke to him, that description comes in Bhagavad Gita itself. Sanjay is telling to Dhritarashtra that to that disgusted, depressed, dejected Arjuna, Bhagavan Sri Krishna spoke with a smile on the face. Prahasan iva Bharata. So when Bhagavan Sri Krishna delivered the original Bhagavad Gita in Sanskrit with a smile on the face, how can you justify that you talk on the same Bhagavad Gita in English with a frown on the face? See? And who can smile? You all must have seen or known or experienced sometime when we go with a patient to the hospital, emergency ward. What is our attitude and what is the attitude of the doctors and the nurses there? There every patient is serious, isn't it? And they know to what extent that seriousness is. But when we go accompanying the patient, we feel that our seriousness is of the highest order, but it is not. And therefore, the doctor is able to assess, evaluate and treat that emergency case so cool and calm and quiet. He is not frustrated, excited, depressed, dejected. In the same manner, what was seen by Arjuna as a very big problem, what was seen by Arjuna as a great calamity of his life, was diagnosed by Bhagavan Sri Krishna as a height of foolishness. And therefore, he spoke with a smile on the face. Now you all must have done with your children. I don't know whether you did or not, I did with many children. One day, there was one child. Now that girl is grown up. She is a teenager now. So when she was small, she was very fond of me. Now also she is. So I told her, I said, hey, look here. You have got two things, mom and dad. And I don't have anybody. So I'll take your daddy. No, she started crying and with her small little hands trying to cover the daddy so that I cannot take him. Then I said, okay, I know you love your daddy, keep him. I'll take your mom. And then again she started, no, you cannot take my mom. So when she was crying on this, do you think that I was becoming serious? See, what was a serious problem for that small child, that Swamiji will take my mom, am I mad? Isn't it? She is making one man suffer is more than enough. So, when Arjuna saw the situation, He thought it was the heavens falling on the earth and was unable to assess the situation and became serious. But the same thing was seen with the eye of wisdom by the Lord. And therefore he was cheerful and happy in and through din and roar of the battle or the war. Isn't it? So when Bhagavad Gita is delivered so happily and cheerfully, why we the students of Bhagavad Gita should become serious and miserable? And you know the height of foolishness that can be reached. I'll give two examples. One, Fiji. You know Fiji Islands? There are many Indians there. Majority are Indians. They call themselves as Fijians. And when I went for the first time, they organized a very big thing, big pandal and so many people coming and lot of publicity and all music and all kinds of things. And when I delivered my lecture on Gita, after the lecture was over, the most respected people of the society, professors of philosophy, professor of mathematics, then lawyers, doctors, we all had tea together. They said, Swamiji, what you have told in Bhagavad Gita is totally different than what we knew. I said, what is that you knew? We were told Bhagavad Gita should not be kept in the house. Second thing, Bhagavad Gita should be read only when somebody is dead. And you spoke on Bhagavad Gita before all of us. It was a shock for us. I said, who told you that you are all alive? See? So these are the notions. Bhagavad Gita is to be chanted. When somebody is dead, you go and chant. If you did not listen to Bhagavad Gita when you are alive, at least now where will you run? Now you are dead. So we will read Bhagavad Gita. See? The same thing happened in Assam, northeastern part of India. When I went there, youngsters, all boys and girls, full of life, they were involved in organizing the talks. And they told, then I said, hey, if you all here, I'll talk on Karma Yoga. Okay, Swamiji. And like this, they have something called as a Nama Ghar, as one of the institutions. So they have organized my lecture there, and I went and sat. And in front of me, who was sitting for the lecture? All solid batsmen. 70 not out, 80 not out, 85 not out. And sitting there like this, and I was talking, what? Karma Yoga. Before whom? Those who are unable to die and therefore they were alive. And after my lecture was over, then again all those young boys and girls came. I said, hey, where did you disappear? No, Swamiji, we are outside. Why didn't you come inside? No, we are told by the elders. You should not go and listen Bhagavad Gita. It is only for those who are unfit for everything, like us. For them Bhagavad Gita is. Look here. This is how funny notions about Bhagavad Gita are. And one of the funny notions is this. Bhagavad Gita is making our life more serious and miserable. No. So when Bhagavan Sri Krishna delivered his speech with a smile on the face, and who can smile, you tell me? The one who is fearful? No. Only a person with fearlessness alone can smile. See? Therefore, If the teacher giving the knowledge, if he is smiling, then alone the students will smile. If the teacher is like this, my dear great devotees of the Lord, life is horrible. Only those who are sinners, they are born. And you are all sinners. And among you, I am senior. Now tell me, what will be the message Bhagavad Gita will give us? On the contrary, if you see Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, Api chedasi papebhya sarvebhya papakruttamaha. Even if you have acquired doctorate in committing sins, you are a fit student to study Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita first tells us, don't condemn yourself. As much it is necessary that we should respect others, it is equally necessary that we respect ourselves. A person who doesn't have self-respect, he can never grow spiritually. Never condemn yourself. I don't know in your prayers whether do you say this thing or every time. Papoham, papa karmaham. Why papa karmaham? Why papi? You know, standing before the Lord, papa sins cannot remain. See? Do you think we have come before the Lord because we are sinners? No. See? We have to change our vision of life. Therefore, when we have to learn what Bhagavad Gita tells us is this first message, that life becomes a serious affair if we know not the right way to look at the life. See? Now, what was that which made Arjuna so miserable? Only one problem. And that one problem alone we all have. And it is the eternal problem. And that one problem is identity crisis. His problem was whether he is a grandson or a disciple or a brother or a warrior. That was his problem, that's it. Fighting war is not his problem. At the moment his identity is resolved, he is ready to work. See, whenever we have become important in our performance, it is only because we had some identity crisis. See? Now tell me, which student doesn't know what is his duty? Which teacher doesn't know what is his duty? Which government servant doesn't know what is his duty? Every one of us know what is duty attached to a particular position. And yet we go the wrong way. Now what is the reason? The reason is only this identity crisis. For a short period of time, for a fraction of moment, we have this identity crisis. And as a result, we do that what we should not do. And this is what has happened to Arjuna. Because of his crisis about his own identity, he became totally impotent. Because of the wrong identity, he was unable to decide. And what Bhagavad Gita told him, now be very attentive, whatever is said in Bhagavad Gita, karma, yoga, devotion, knowledge, none of the four things were done by Arjuna. Be very attentive. Arjuna did not do karmannevadikaraste mahabaleshu kadajana. He didn't do that. Yoga shuchau deshe pratisthapya sthiramasanamaatmanaha natyuchritam natinicham chailajina kushottaram tatraikagram manakrutva. This he did not do, nor yoga, nor devotion. Mayyeva manadhasva mayi buddhim niveshaya nivashishyahi mayyeva atavurdvam na samshaya. He did not do devotion, nor he practiced knowledge. See? Kshetrajnam chapi mam viddhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. He did not do any of the four things. What did he do? Only one thing. In his words, Nashto mohaha smritihi labdha tvat prasadat mayachyuta stitosmi gata sandehaha karishye vachanam tava. O Lord, by your grace, my confusion about my identity is resolved. And now I remember. That means now I understand. Now I am clear. My role on the battlefield is to fight and not have self-pity. This was one of the worst things that can happen to any human being, to have self-pity. Those who have self-pity, they go in depression. Those who have self-arrogance, they go into terrorism. Therefore, it is necessary for all of us to know that Gita tells us, keep your identity distinctly clear every moment of your life. And for that, what we have to do is only one thing. And that is, we have to be an extraordinary actor. In Bombay, last year I think, or year before last, I saw one theatre drama in ISKCON auditorium, Juhu. And I was so thrilled because on the stage there is only one person, and that one person plays the role of 36 characters. One person. And in that, not only dialogues, but music, songs, everything. One person. And when the whole show is over, the whole audience gives him a standing ovation. Why? He could change from one role to another role so easily that it was a great feast. Then he is called as a great actor and deserves appreciation. We all have to play many roles in our life. See? And for that, we have to be great actors. But instead of acting in life, we start reacting in life. When we start reacting in life, all the problems begin. See? And therefore, Bhagavad Gita tells us this. Man, please know that you have to play many roles. And if you have to play any role perfectly well, what is required? The influence of the earlier role should not cloud the performance of the next role, is it not? Normally what happens? At home, you must have seen or done yourself, that You are extremely angry with somebody in your working place, and you are insulted, burned, hurt, and you can do nothing about it. So that frustrated you come home. And the poor child doesn't know the daddy has come after getting sufficient kicks from the world. And innocently the child goes, Dad, 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 why are you looking like that? And boom, one lie. Shut up, you don't have to teach me. Now the child thinks, I simply casually said like this thing. Why he has done? Because that frustrated one was clouding the performance of a role of a father, is it not? See, friends, spiritual life is many times mistaken by us. Only the external paraphernalia, that is all required, I don't deny that. But that is not all. See, we have to live every moment with great vigilance. When this does not happen, we become ourselves miserable and we make the life of everyone around us miserable. See, like in a big basket of mangoes, if one mango is rotten, it is able to spread that and influence the other mangoes. In the same manner, in a family, there is one person, and he is enough to destroy the peace of that family. I don't know if I told you the other day, I went some place and that father has to suddenly go somewhere. And I was taking breakfast and our ha-ha-hoo-hoo was going on. And that daughter innocently asked her mother, Mommy, can't it happen like this, that daddy goes on tour for 25 years? Can you imagine? What that child must be suffering because of Mr. Hitler. See? And why this thing happens? Only because we are not able to understand and play the game of life. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita tells us, look within and find out what is the role you have to play at a given moment. Arjun, on the battlefield, you are not anybody's grandson. On the battlefield, you are not anybody's disciple. On the battlefield, you are not anybody's brother or brother-in-law. On the battlefield, you are only a warrior. Now, what is the duty of a warrior? To give a lecture on philosophy. That is our job. Isn't it? The other day, this happened in Durban. One very nice person, he came with his wife and came for darshan and all that, and started talking non-stop nonsense. So after, because he was invited by my host, no, I cannot go anywhere also. Jaun to jaun kahan. So I was sitting through 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour. Then I got up, I said, excuse me, I have to go to bathroom. Now, nobody can question that, And then I went to my room and slept. See? So when he was just talking afterwards, Swamiji, I said, see, look here, I am sleeping now, please don't disturb me, okay? Tell your friend whatever you have to tell. I am not going to anybody's house. I am already not well. I am having fever. You know that, and still you want to take me. So we cancelled that. Now after, then next 2 days he came for the lecture. When he came for the lecture, he was such a changed person, totally changed. Then he came to know what is the meaning of going to satsang. Before that he didn't know. See? So basically, any one of us have no problem. Please understand, this is what Gita tells us. We have no problem. The problem is only this, we forget at a given time, at a given situation, what we are. See? That is why spiritual life means living in awareness. We should not live a mechanical existence. And when we start living mechanically, slowly, we build up prejudice and default settings about everything and everybody in the world. You know the default settings in the computer? My computer in Bombay is another one. In that I have default settings. When I started, either Lord Ganesha or Saraswati Amma comes and the mantra Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. So when I was starting and somebody came, and because it's a default setting, it gave that thing. Swamiji, your computer is also so spiritual like you. Now in the same manner, we have default settings in life. And therefore, we do not act, we only react. And when we start reacting in life, our life becomes mechanical. And when life becomes mechanical, you lose the charm of life. See? Therefore, Bhagavad Gita tells, don't live life mechanically. Live every moment fresh. And to live every moment fresh, what is required is only one spiritual practice. Remain cheerful and happy. Now see what happens. See, I received one SMS. One boy and his girlfriend. So the girlfriend asked this boy, honey, after marriage, will you still love me? She said, honey, after marriage, will you still love me? He said, that depends on your husband. Now, when you have laughed, that time you were Mr. Nobody. Be very attentive. Whenever you laugh, you are in the utter present. And when you are in the utter present, then alone you are absolutely happy. See? And those who are not able to laugh, what is the reason? They are thinking, Swamiji is giving Gita talk and he is talking honey, Ram, 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 Ram. See friends, whenever you are happy, you are in the present. What is happiness? When you don't carry any load. Any load you carry, you cannot be happy. Take few examples. First, a physical load. Suppose you have to carry a heavy suitcase and a big backpack and something more important, and you have to cross from this end of the airport to that end of the airport. And in that your suitcase chain has broken. What a fun it will be for the world and tragedy for you. And when you are going that way, somebody comes and tells you a joke. Hey, I have to tell you a joke. Joke? But don't talk to me. Why? The load. One kind of load cannot allow you to be happy. Second kind of load, internal load. If you have got high BP, you know BP? BP means bladder pressure or bowel pressure, whichever you take. If you have got high BP or high bowel pressure, the other day in Bombay or somewhere I went, from a long flight I came and straight away went to somebody's house and I wanted to go to bathroom. I said, hey, stop everything. I had to go to bathroom. When I went to bathroom, somebody was there, only one bathroom. Aha, I was knocking. The moment I was knocking, I saw a board there. How long is 1 minute? Depends upon which side of the door you are. So when that BP is high, you cannot be happy, isn't it? Because you want to unload. Now go one step further. You take small children. Their load of the past is very minimum because 3 years, 4 years life. So what is the total load they are carrying? Load of 2 years memories, 3 years memories, 4 years memories. And if somebody is 90 not out, he is carrying the load of 90 years of memories. And when he is carrying the load of 90 years of memories, he cannot live in the present. He has only memories to live with no future. See? And therefore, such persons are insulted very easily. And for a child, you scold, he will become 5 minutes, it is normal. And for a grown-up person, you say one word, and you insulted me before everybody. I will show you. And revenge and frustration. Why? Because the load of past is called as ego. See? That is why younger the child, shorter the past, minimum the ego, and therefore happier is the disposition. See? Elder the age, longer the past, stronger the ego, and more miserable is the disposition. Have you seen any old man happy? They are all the time, जाने कहाँ गए वो दिन, भाड़ में गए, जाने कहाँ गए वो दिन. They don't live in the present, isn't it? And when they don't live in the present, they are all the time comparing the present with the past. And as a result, they don't enjoy the present. See, therefore friends, Bhagavad Gita tells us only this. What Arjuna was doing was carrying the load of the past. My grandfather Bhishmacharya, when my father has died, he has taken care of me, and I was a special grandson to him. There was nobody who was allowed to enter the room of Bhishmacharya. If you read Mahabharata, you come to know. Nobody was allowed to enter the room of Bhishmacharya except Arjuna. He was that special. Nobody was more dear to Dronacharya than Arjuna. And to make his disciple the best, he has chopped off the thumb of Ekalavya so that my Arjuna becomes number one archer in the world. So all the past load he was carrying on his head. And therefore very strong ego. I. And therefore extremely miserable. See. So what Gita tells us? The more and easily you remain happy, you do not carry the load of your past. It's very simple mathematics. Therefore, for me, what is the message Gita gives us is this. And what I am telling you, you can see in Bhagavad Gita itself. In the second chapter, Bhagavan says, first of all, the first principle expounded by Bhagavad Gita. Ashochananma shochastvam prajnavadanscha bhashase gatasuna gatasuscha nanu shochanti panditaha. Wisdom is not being miserable. See? Gatasuna gatasuscha nanu shochanti panditaha. The wise ones are those who do not grieve for those who die and for those who do not die. You know that we are not only miserable because somebody dies, we are also miserable. Marta bhi nahi. Gatasuna gatasuscha nanu shochanti pandita. Therefore, friends, this is the message Bhagavad Gita tells us. The first principle, you have to make a firm resolution. 9th chapter. Sadhurevasya mantavyaha samyak vyavasito hi saha. He who has taken a firm resolution in his life that from this moment onwards I refuse to be miserable, even God will fail to make you miserable. But when we cooperate with the misery, see, like I am in Arvind's place and I am being given all the comforts. So next time, where I will like to go? To his place. Because I get respect, I get comfort, I get everything. In the same manner, when Miss Misery comes to us and we receive her with great honor, respect and comfort, next time also she will come to you only. Because you are cooperating with the misery. Don't cooperate with the misery. Make the misery miserable. See? Therefore, gatasuna gatasuncha nanu shochanti panditaha. Now the question is, how do we practice this? Is it only a thought that be happy, or is it a possibility? And if there is a possibility, how it can be? So, first of all, Bhagavan Sri Krishna has demonstrated this possibility in his life. See? If Mahatma Gandhi goes to sell a hair oil, will it be sold? If a miserable one goes and talks about happiness, will it be accepted? See, Bhagavan Sri Krishna has demonstrated the spirit of happiness in his life. One day, one person was very agitated over my statement, because when I was referring Bhagavan Krishna, after lecture he said, "You are calling Bhagavan. What kind of Bhagavan he is?" So why, what happened? Who married 18,000 wives and he is Bhagavan? I can accept Rama, not Krishna. I said, okay, you accept Rama, I have no problem. But why do you call him Bhagavan? I said, okay, look here. With one wife, are you able to make her happy? Your own wife? No. Are you happy with one wife? No. Bhagavan Krishna was able to make 18,108 wives happy. And he also was happy. Therefore, he has to be Bhagavan. He cannot be human being. See? Therefore, friends, first we have to demonstrate happiness in our life. Then alone this contagion of happiness will spread around us. And a happy person alone can think of God. Please understand. A miserable person goes to the temple remembering his misery, not remembering God. And after having come to the temple, what he tells? God, note down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this kindly do it, okay? So he becomes the means and the worldly problems become the goal. What should be the real way? The world is the means and God realization is the goal. See? But we have changed the position. God becomes the means and the worldly desire fulfillment, that becomes the goal of our life. You know, that is the reason you see all gods, they have got this mudra, you know. Look at them. Do you know what is the meaning of this thing? This left hand tells, enough, bahut ho gaya. Because our list never ends. It's enough. If you don't listen, I'll give one. That is the meaning. So next time you come, don't ask. See, it's going to come. Now see how true it is. God is happiness. When you seek anything other than God, means what? You are seeking miseries in your life, is it not? See, friends, therefore, first, this principle of happiness was demonstrated by Bhagavan Sri Krishna in his life. And then he has also shown the ways how it is possible to be happy in spite of the world. See, if I am happy wife because my husband is very good, then what is greatness in me? If I am happy as a husband because my wife is very sweet, what is my greatness? If I am happy in spite my husband is a Rakshasa, you know, then real my greatness is. See, friends, then how do we sort out this. If this is possible, how to do that? Bhagavan gives a very simple technique. And if you follow that technique, you will see spiritual life is so simple. Normally by spirituality what we have understood, go to the temple, ring the bell, chant the aarti, eat a lot of prasad and go back. That's it. Or some of us will do yoga, standing and sitting in the most unenviable posture. Or chanting the Lord's name, Om Jam 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 Doodh dekho, Jam 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 Jam. This is what we have mistaken as spiritual life. Friends, spiritual life is so simple as Bhagavan Sri Krishna says. What is that? Matra sparshastu kaunteya शीतोष्ण सुख दुःखदा आगमा अपायिना अतः अनित्याः तान्ति तीक्षस्व भारत. Hey Arjun, any experience that we gather through senses and mind can fall into categories, either joyful experience or a miserable experience. Now, second thing, every experience, be it good or bad experience, every experience begins in time, remains for some time and ends after some time. Therefore, every experience, be it good or bad, is a temporary experience. To become permanently miserable because of the temporary experience is the height of foolishness. Then what is to be done? Tanti tikshasva bharata. Learn to endure what cannot be cured. Is a pessimistic cry of the English literature. Gita says, what cannot be cured, don't endure. Then convert the endurance into enjoyment. See, this is the best way that Bhagavad Gita can tell us how to live life. And for that, one technique I'll tell you, if you practice that, we have to learn one simple thing. Whatever you are doing or not doing, get yourself fully involved. Doesn't matter what it is. Suppose you are taking food, enjoy every bite. The other day I went to somebody's house, and when I was taking food, and everything I was telling how nice it is, how tasty it is, this thing, that. And then that person, man, he was sitting with me and all that. He said, Swamiji, I have seen you a very different type of Swami. I said, yes, I am abnormal Ananda. I am not normal. He said, no, the other day when Swamiji came in our house and he was sitting only on the floor, he did not sit on the dining table and all that, and then he has to have a particular kasha kind of metal, that particular thali. He will not take steel or anything, and then all the food was given to him, and then he mixed everything together, put little water in that and drank it. And we are so thrilled, my God. And you are taking interest, you are asking, oh, mirchi ka achar kahan gaya? What is this, I said, then he is realized, I have not realized. No, we don't mean that, don't get offended. No, I am not offended. I am funded. Isn't it? So, this Swamiji, who ate like that and you eat like this, what is the difference? I said, why do you compare? In this world there is nothing comparable. You remain happily. If you like him, call him again, and next time you don't have to bother for preparing so many dishes. But when I come, you have to give me separately, okay? But he said, why don't you take like that? I said, I am not a buffalo. Buffaloes eat like that. Please remember one thing. Spiritual life means celebrating every moment of your existence. Don't suffer. If you are taking food, enjoy every bite. If you are sleeping, snore away. Let the whole house be shaken. People should know, yes, here is a Sakshat avatar of Kumbhakarna. If you have to laugh, laugh wholeheartedly. Not as if laughing is a sin. See? Therefore, Bhagavan says, Arjun, any experience in this world comes, stays and goes away. So learn to endure. And know for certain that anything which has a beginning will end. So even if you are having an experience of misery, you cannot continue to have the misery experience all through your life. If it has begun, it will end. It cannot continue all the time. Now what is to be done? Endure. Instead of endurance, enjoy. See? One person was asked, hey, what is the meaning of Ford? Ford means car. Acha, you are very intelligent. Okay, tell. What is Oxford? Bullock cart. If Ford is a car, Oxford, Bullock cart. So take interest in every small little thing that you do in life. You are getting across the message of Bhagavad Gita. And when it is said, Tasmad uttishta kaunteya yuddhaya krutanishchayaha, therefore, hey Arjun, arise, awake with firm resolution and fight the war. That doesn't mean start fighting with everybody. It means live your life on war footings. What is the meaning of living our life on war footings? When you are on the war front, will you put a board outside your tent or to your what do you call the gun or the rifle? Tea time, 2 to 3 afterwards, okay? No. You have to be there alert 24 hours. You cannot afford to take leave. Spiritual life is not a part-time profession. It is a full-time preoccupation. See? It is not when I go to temple I am spiritual. And when I come home, liquid spirituality. So in the temple, solid spirituality. At home, liquid spirituality. On the road, zigzag. No. So when we thus take this message from Gita, that we are in this world only for one purpose. What is that purpose? That purpose is not ours. Now this is very important thing, please understand. Our eyes are open and we see. Eyes have no purpose. Somebody behind the eyes has a purpose to see, is it not? Eyes are mere instruments. In the same manner, we are mere instruments created by the Lord. So we have no purpose in life. He has purpose. Now be very attentive. He has purpose. Like we buy a car. Now the car has no purpose to go anywhere. It is the owner who has a purpose to go somewhere. In the same manner, the Lord has created us. So we as His instrument, His creation, we have no purpose. Then He has some purpose to be fulfilled through us. Be very attentive. What could be His purpose through us? Now, let us analyze and see the world around us. The stones and the bricks and the mountains and the rivers have existence. They only exist. Little grown up are the plant kingdom, where in addition to existence, there are signs of life. So it is a lively existence. Little further you grow, then human beings, rather animals, not human beings, the monkey business. Before coming here, I was watching that very seriously. So, the animals have existence, life and emotions, mind, intelligence. But they cannot express themselves fully. Still something is lacking. And when we come to the human beings, they have existence, life, mind, intelligence, emotions, plus possibility of higher happiness. Animals can think of happiness only through senses. They cannot discover happiness beyond the scope of senses and indulgence. But human beings can express infinite happiness. And therefore, the purpose of human life is only one: allowing the Lord to express His infinite happiness through us. So what is the purpose of life now? First, we have no purpose. Second, it is the Lord who has created us, so He has the purpose. What is His purpose? A happy person likes to spread happiness. The other day I saw that movie, IMAX theater, The Mystic India, and I liked it very much. So what will I do? I'll tell others, hey, go and see, it's very good. Because whenever you have happiness, you like to share it, is it not? In the same manner, the Lord, who is all bliss, He will like to express that happiness. And for expressing His bliss, He has created us. This is the message of Bhagavad Gita. See? And for that, what is required? We must be the right instrument through which happiness can be expressed. Yeah? You must have seen when these people play tabla, what they do? They tighten it. And then only proper sound comes, isn't it? If that tabla is such that you put your hand and like a box it goes inside, will some sound come? No. We have to tune the instrument. In the same manner, we have to keep our body fit, our senses fit, our mind fit, and our intentions pure. So when we remain a fit instrument with proper intentions, then alone the Lord can express His happiness through us. Therefore, what Bhagavad Gita tells us is this, that, hey man, keep yourself a fit instrument. See? So taking care of our physical fitness, taking care of our mental fitness, taking care of our intellectual fitness is an essential aspect of our daily life. See? This is what Gita tells us. So it is our necessity that we keep ourselves fit. In Sadhana Panchakam, Bhagwan Shankaracharya says, Bhikshaushadham bhujjatam. Like for the body, food is necessary. In the same manner, for maintaining yourself free from the diseases, medicines are necessary. Take what is required. And don't cater a particular branch of medicine. Vote for health. See? Many of us get these funny notions. I went to somebody's house in Bombay for lunch. And after receiving with the garland and all that, and Swamiji, we have made for you a special separate type of lunch, but in our house, all of us are followers of naturopathy. What do you do? Then they took me in their balcony and showed there were 7 pots. And in those 7 pots, there was this, wheat grass grown. And all this chana and mung and everything sprouted. And we don't eat any of the 5 whites: sugar, milk, salt, maida and rice. And this is what we eat regularly, because we believe only in this. So I came from my 2 legs on my 4 legs and went to one of the pot and started. Anji, what are you doing? I said, naturopathy, absolutely natural. You don't believe in that? I said, I believe in health. What is important is not what medicine you take. What is important is, are you healthy or not? That is important. See? When we forget the purpose, we go off the track. It doesn't matter whether it's allopathy or homeopathy or naturopathy or it is Ayurveda. My experience is totally different. See, Ayurveda, how it cures you. At least to me, how it has cured. Suppose you have got some problem, stomach problem. They will give you some Kutajarishta. You take 1 dose. It is so terrible. Next time you say, I am all right. Or else you have to take it again. See? So what is important is, take care of your health. That is more important. Similarly, take care of your mental health. Mental health is taken care of when you love others, you care for others, you have your regular discipline in your puja, pothi, chanting the Lord's name. See? Do it with love. Friends, love is a technique by which you expand and dilute your ego. See? And the intellectual food, the intellectual health is maintained by study of scriptures. Bhagavad Gita kinchita dhita Ganga jalalava kanika pita Sakrudapi yena murari samarcha Kriyate tasya yamena na charcha Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam. Study of Gita must form a regular part of our daily life. There is one Gujarati friend of mine, young boy in his mid-30s, and I never knew he loves me so much. One day he phoned me. He found my mobile number and phoned. Swamiji, I am so and so and I want to meet you. I said, okay, come right away. Swamiji, I cannot come, I can come tomorrow. I said, why you cannot come? Swamiji, I am in Bangalore and I was in Bombay. I said, then don't come at all. When I come to Bangalore, that time, no, I can come and I want to come. What is the urgency? He said, it is urgent, Swamiji, please allow me to come. I said, come, I have no problem. He came. And he said, Swamiji, my whole life is channelized, guided only because of your CDs, cassettes, that is the treasure for me. And I never know who is this person. He came. And he said, Swamiji, I want some discipline in my life so that I can grow spiritually. He didn't talk one single problem of his life. And I didn't know who is that person. So I told him, okay. Every day read one chapter of Gita. Today first chapter, tomorrow second, day after third, like that. After 18 chapters are over, again start from the first. This is one thing you do every day. One chapter. Second thing, read one verse of Bhagavad Gita starting from the first verse and commentary. And after you are read and understood, close it. Then write in Sanskrit the original verse. Then whatever you have understood, write in your language. And thus complete all the 700 verses. I told him. And after 2 years, he showed me that. Swamiji, do you remember you told me this? And I said, I don't remember. I bluff and forget. I don't keep any load on my head. Absolutely no. So he said he had told me this and I have been doing and I have completed the whole Bhagavad Gita. I said, now when you have told me, one more request. What? Don't publish it. He says, son, you are perfectly right. When I am reading my own commentary, the first few verses, I am laughing at myself, how dumb I was. I said, don't make it a history, it is the reality. And slowly, his whole orientation in life has changed. Friends, spiritual life means changing our vision. When our vision will change, our perception will change. When perception changes, our interaction changes. When interaction changes, our experiences change. And when experiences change, our life changes. So what is spiritual life? Bhagavad Gita tells us that we have to change our vision. And vision change can come when we take up study of scriptures. And to begin with, we have to take up Srimad Bhagavad Gita. In your place, if you are having it, very good. If not, start. And give it as a top priority. At least have once in a week or twice in a week. Study sincerely. And slowly you will see your attitude will change. And with the change in the attitude, your approach to life will change. And Bhagavad Gita tells us that we have to change. The world will not change. Last thought of the day. Whole Bhagavad Gita was told to Arjuna. After the discourse was over, the situation of war did not change. It was Arjuna who changed himself. In the same manner, if we are studying Bhagavad Gita, we should change and evolve into a committed person to live happily and spread happiness throughout our life. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.